Hello everyone, I have not made a YouTube video in a long time, but today is going to be the day that I am going to be making one. As you know, I am broadcasting live on Ustream on my website as well, but on YouTube it's going to be a previously recorded video. But today, enough of explaining all this. Today I'm going to be talking about slaying your giants. Now, everybody will have a giant in their life. Sooner or later, you're going to have a giant. That giant can be anything in this world. The giant could be even school, lust, sin, and etc. It can be anything. It can even be bullies that can be your giants in school. That's why I put school down. Your grades, your teachers, anything can be giants. Sometimes our giants get so powerful that it's unbearable to handle it. It's because we let it get that powerful, and we don't do anything to stop it. It keeps on increasing in our life, and we do not do nothing to stand and stop it. Everyone has a giant. Maybe your giant is about to overcome your life, as you may think. You are letting it control your life because you are not doing anything. You are letting your giant win, and you are letting yourself lose. You need to win the overcome in the battle of the giant. You cannot overcome nothing that is not true. People will say that you will never be overcome nothing. You can overcome nothing because you are just such a wimp, and that you are way down here and I'm way up here and you are just a wimp. Well, that is not true. You can overcome anything, but you have to have the grace of God and the glory of God and the power of God on you and with you to go and defeat that giant, and then you can overcome, and you won't be down below, and you can be up higher than the giant it is. As you know the story about David and Goliath, David was just like a little tiny person, and Goliath was like a huge 9-foot monster. And, okay, let's look in 1 Samuel chapter 17, and verse 8 through 11. It says, Goliath stood and shouted to the ranks of Israel, Why do you come out and line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine? And are you not the servants of Saul? Choose a man and have him come down to me. If he is able to fight and kill me, we will become your subjects. But if I overcome him and kill him, you will become our subjects and serve us. Subjects for another name is slaves. Then the Philistines said, The day I defy the armies of Israel, give me a man and let us fight each other. And hearing the Philistine words, Saul and all the Israelites was dismayed and terrified. Dismayed means they were so scared they didn't have nothing to do with them, but they had to fight them anyway. A Philistine is a bad army, and the Israelites is a good army. So far, we know that the Israelites and the Philistines want to have war. Goliath is a guy who is 6 cubits in a span. Now, if you look and have good mathematics or anything, you know that 6 cubits in the span is actually 9 feet and 6 inches tall in the Bible. Now, this guy was like was bigger than probably anybody in this world now. But I have read a lot about in the Guinness Book of World Records that there is the world's tallest man, bigger than the phone booth in England. But this guy was huge. He had muscle all over him and armor, this straight up armor all over him. He was muscular, tall, and he was a warrior. He wanted to kill. He was ready to fight. This guy was huge, and he was carrying all this armor and weapons. He was prepared for battle, but his armor was man-made. He did not completely cover his body. He had spots uncovered, but he was not worried about that. Okay, we need to look at something about this. Now, this man, he had armor on him. Spots were showing. Man-made armor cannot hide everything on your body. There's going to be some spots showing. Now, I know there are some man-made armor that will cover all parts of your body. But sooner or later, there's going to be a part on your body that's going to be showing sooner or later. Now, let's get this down and pat right. The armor of God completely covers every single inch and every single cubit, every single centimeter of your body. There is nothing showing on your body because the armor of God is completely covering from the tip of your head to the soles of your feet. I mean, it's completely covered. It protects you constantly. But the armor that is man-made, if you shove a knife through it, you're going to see some skin showing, and then you will be defeated. That's what David saw on him. He seen that his face was uncovered, and he slinged a shot at him, and it hit him in his forehead. That was why he got killed so easily, because he had his face showing. But the armor of God is completely covering you, and it says that if you have the armor of God on you, nothing can overcome you. Even though if you have God with you, it says somewhere in the Bible, nothing can bring you down if you have God working on the side of you. Goliath made a bid, saying that if he was going to win, that the Israelites would have to serve them. And if he got killed, that his Philistines would have to serve the Israelites. And they had to be scared, because I would be freaking out as well if I was an Israelite. I would be probably peeing my pants by now if I was an Israelite. I would probably be like, I'm not fighting him. Pick this guy, not me. This guy right here next to me, not me. No. Yep, this guy. Because they were going to lose. They knew they were going to lose. If I was the Israelite on that team, I probably thought I was going to lose as well. Because we knew we have these little short itty bitsy people, and he had these big old tall Goliath gigantic monsters ready to fight each other, fight against the Philistines and Israelites. But wouldn't you be scared if you was the Israelite and you had to fight them? I think you would. But until David came along, they didn't have to be scared no more, because David had the word of God. He had the armor of God on him. Now let's look in verse 40. Then he took his staff in his hand, chose 5. Okay, this is David. This is David talking. This is David right here. Then he took his staff in his hand, chose 5 smooth stones from the stream, put them in his pouch in the shepherd's bag, and with his sling in his hand approached the Philistine. Meanwhile, the Philistine with his shield buried in front of him kept on coming closer to David. He looked at David over and saw that he was a little more than a boy, glowing with health and handsome, and he despised him instantly. He said to David, "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks? Am I a Philistine cursed by David by his gods? Come here," he said, "and I'll give you your flesh to the birds and the wild animals." Now David was prepared for battle, although he did not have any armor. His weapons was his stones. His weapons was his 5 stones. Goliath was ready. He was ready to beat down David. He said that if I kill you, I'm going to skin you, and I am going to give your flesh to the wild animals and the birds. What he means by birds is probably vultures or crows or any one of them things that is in the desert that likes to eat dead carcasses or something. David was not scared at all, because he had the power of God with him. God was with him. God was protecting David. God was showing David what to do. When David put that stone in his pouch, he was know directly where he was going to hit. He was like, I have to hit his forehead. I am ready. So he put the stone in his pouch and started slinging it around. I don't know how many times he's slinging it around. I know he's slinging it for a long time. But when he let that pouch go, and that stone just flew out, and it hit Goliath right in the forehead, instantly he fell backwards dead. But that wasn't over yet. He ran over to him, grabbed Goliath's sword, and cut Goliath's head from his body. He disassembled his head from his body. He picked up Goliath's head and ran around Goliath's hometown, slinging his head around like it was a flag, saying, I killed Goliath. Nothing can stop me now. But this is the best part. When the Philistines seen Goliath dead, they was like, I am not going to serve David. He is a brat. I am not going to serve this brat. I am not going to serve him. Let's go. And they ran away because they were so terrified that they killed their leader. Oh my gosh, they said, they killed his leader. Oh my gosh. Let's run away. I'm not going to serve this little brat. So they ran away because they didn't want to serve him. The Israelites, happy, jumping with pride. They were so happy that they killed the Philistine, the leader of the Philistines. I'll be happy too. That means they didn't lose nobody, but they lost one down. But still, their war was over after that. They killed Goliath. Now I went too far on that, but let's look at verse 45. David said to the Philistine, you come against me with the sword and spear and javelin. But I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies and of Israel, whom you have defied. David came with the power of God, but Goliath came with only armor and no power at all. As you know, David was fully armed and prepared because he had God to protect him. Goliath has steel and swords to protect us. Sometimes the best things in life cannot protect us and cannot help us win. That means even though we have man-made things on earth, doesn't mean it can protect us. Even the best things that is man-made cannot protect us. Okay? For instance, if I had a knife, sometimes that cannot protect me because it's man-made. Sometimes the best things in life cannot protect us, but spiritual things can protect us. That is what protected David. The power and spirit of God protected David through his battles. I am so glad that we have an almighty powerful God that can protect us through anything that we are going through. I know this sermon was 10 minutes long. It was supposed to be a 5-minute sermon because I preached this at a church. And it was 5 minutes long. It could have been a lot longer, but I only made it a little bit 10 minutes longer because I explained each detail a little bit more. I hope you enjoyed it. This is going to be on YouTube, so you can keep on watching this video over and over again. And also it's going to be on my website under previously recorded videos. I hope you come again and watch me preach again. Probably tomorrow night, which tomorrow is Wednesday night, and I will do it probably Wednesday night tomorrow. I'm glad that you came to watch me, and I hope you come again soon. God bless, and see you tomorrow. Bye.